after raising questions about a series of transactions she believed to be fraud.
We as internal accountants, we saw a lot of things going on in there.
Law uncovered years of fake expenses and improper payments, but when she notified CEO Mike Scanlon and the Human Resources Director, her discovery was not.
It's very tough because I got a lot of retaliation.
Last week, she filed this lawsuit in U.S. District Court, naming SamTrans, the CEO, and her former supervisor as defendants. Law alleges subject to a pattern of harassment and retaliation, and later terminated for raising her concerns.
We're prepared to vigorously and thoroughly defend ourselves in this lawsuit. We expect to be successful in its resolution.
SamTrans spokesperson Jamie Ackman says the district hired Allison West, an independent employment investigator, to look into Law's personnel complaints.
We're confident in the work of the investigator. We believe that the findings speak for themselves.
West was not to and did not investigate Law's claims of fake expenses and improper payments. But we did, and SamTrans' own auditor said the payments were incorrectly coded. In September, the CEO called them honest mistakes.
There are errors, but in this case, you brought them, and thank you.
Law is the second accountant to come forward with allegations the district is mismanaging public money.
I'm saying that this was intentional.
In February, former accountant David Ramirez revealed a second set of books he used to keep track of the fake and inflated expenses Law alleges in complaint. He says these fake expenses allowed the district to hide millions to spend at the discretion of finance managers.
If these numbers are going out to the public and they cannot stand by them, there's something wrong.
The district acknowledges there are no invoices or proof for the expenses Ramirez told were fake, but denies that he was ordered to create them.
What you have to have is an audit.
San Mateo County DA Steve Wagstaff says he's recommending an independent forensic audit on the accounts and transactions highlighted by David Ramirez. But so far, an auditor has not been named.
Do you think SamTrans is spending money wisely on behalf of the public?
No.
Tonight, we expose why payments for his master's degree with public money may be part of a fraud investigation.
Investigative reporter Vicki Wynn began following the SamTrans trail last September and covering a series of questionable payments and expenses. Vicki joins us now.
Well, Jess and Raj, for months we have been combing through the transaction of the San Mateo County Transit District. The district manages the budgets for Caltrain and SamTrans buses. We've exposed millions of your dollars that were spent improperly and without transparency. Now our investigation has prompted a forensic audit as we continue to ask the question and add up just how much of your money is being mismanaged.
Strict laws written to prevent fraud and abuse govern how public money should be handled.
These expenses are being paid with taxpayer money.
But insiders at SamTrans say those laws have been ignored for years at this $500 million agency.
Don't rock the boat, just keep under the radar. That's the basic advice from everybody.
Linda McIntyre worked at SamTrans from 2011 to 2013.
Yeah.
It was her job to audit payments to ensure your money was spent properly.
I'm working at a place that's doing things that could be considered fraudulent. You know, I don't want to be a part of that.
Public interest.
McIntyre joins a growing list of former SamTrans employees speaking out. Say while the district was raising fares and cutting public services, behind the scenes, finance leaders were misusing public money. Whistleblowers say managers told them to create fake expenses. They say that money, instead of going to vendors for real services or products, was stashed away in bucket to later be used by finance leaders.
We know something's going on.
After a series of public records requests, we spent months digging through SamTrans records, uncovering a paper trail of financial mismanagement, starting with $373,000 in what the district called errors. Now uncovered $38,000 in payments for CEO Mike Scanlon's master's degree that appear to have violated government accounting standards. His University of Denver tuition is an approved perk on top of his $419,000 salary, but records show these tuition fees were paid with money restricted for other costs. Add to that records showing $72,000 in expenses for accounting firm VTD, a serious red flag because VTD confirmed it hasn't done business with SamTrans in years. It's dozens of fake and inflated expenses exposed by whistleblowers that now adds up to more than $2 million. So where did the money really go?
We've asked you to sit down and explain how you're handling public dollars. Will you sit down with us at some point?
That's the million-dollar question we tried to ask CFO Gigi Harrington at a recent board meeting.
Why won't you answer these questions about how you're spending public dollars, ma'am?
Harrington refused to speak on camera, and the district declined to answer our latest questions about your money.
Everyone.
Citing a new lawsuit filed by former senior accountant Ling. The suit claims Law was fired for raising similar concerns.
We're prepared to vigorously and thoroughly defend ourselves against this lawsuit. We expect to be successful in its resolution.
The district continues to deny fraud and in the past blamed whistleblowers for any overstated expenses.
I believe that there's a strong possibility of fraud occurring here.
While SamTrans is no longer talking about its records, he is. Nitsa Kashut has a decade of experience in government auditing.
These are public funds. It would be important they are not misused or miscategorized.
He says despite the district's history of clean audits, the transactions we found present a troubling pattern.
Is this how public money should be handled?
No, I don't believe so. There should be more controls in place to assure the public that the public funds are being used in the right place.
Now, the San Mateo County District Attorney has confirmed a forensic audit is underway to determine how deep the problems run.
They're handling taxpayer money. They should be using it appropriately.